Hello and welcome to Places Dishes. If you are into great food and travel, then you are at the right place. If you are visiting our channel for the first time, we are doing a series of videos covering our trip to Himachal across 14 days. So far, we have reached Kasol, and the links to our previous videos on how we got here are in the description below. On our second day in the dreamy village of Kasol, we had planned a hike to Chalal village. If you are from a city like us and plan on getting an early start, be ready for a change in plans. The streets are empty even at 9 am and the shops don't start to open before 11. Even the hotel doesn't serve breakfast before 9:30. While waiting for the food, there are a few ways to pass time. Post a delicious and filling breakfast at our hotel Royal Castle, we headed out to Chalal village. If you are a beginner at trekking, Kasol to Chalal village is an easy trek to undertake. The trek is about a kilometer long and the trail through the woods run parallel to Parvati river. Before experiencing the thrills of venturing into the deep woods and climbing tall mountains, the trek to Chalal village can be the right place to start. Our trek began around 11:30 am from the famous Chalal bridge. One has to cross the hanging metal bridge built over the roaring Parvati river, and on the other side, the view is blocked by steep rocky hills. Fortunately, there was no need to climb the same, and we had to just keep walking by the side of the river, following a narrow path. Throughout the hike, the sound of the Parvati river gushing over the rocks and the clean air makes it an extremely peaceful experience. On the way, you will cross villagers and fellow tourists. There are even tea stalls and small hotels in between. There are places along the trek where one can just sit and take in the beauty and be one with the surroundings. While the trek is not a difficult one, it certainly is a beautiful one. A beautiful view of the valley and the river along with the trees. It's certainly a hike worth taking. At the end of the trek is the beautiful tiny village of Chalal, which is known as the Israel of Himachal Pradesh. Due to its distance from the road and the hike, the accommodation is relatively cheaper than Kasol. The hike certainly made us hungry, so here's a quick food break before we head back. We had the big surprise Maggi and a Tibetan specialty, Thantuk, and then began a hike back to Kasol. It was almost 4:30 pm by the time we reached the main marketplace of Kasol village and headed straight to Kasol Nature Park. Engulfed by a peaceful atmosphere, the park has access to the mesmerizing Parvati river, which flows through the worn-out rocks, making rumbling sounds. The nature park is also an ideal place to stroll and jog under the canopy of looming pine trees. Kids too can have a fun time here by playing on the swings and slides. We spent about an hour in the park as it was getting dark and the weather was getting chilly. We headed out by 5:30 p.m. and were really hungry. While searching online for good places to eat, the name Stone Garden kept popping up the most. Stone Garden is a popular hangout joint for the foreign tourists who come to this place for their love for hippie music, and their trademark Israeli cuisines. So just like other cafes around the town, Stone Garden Cafe also believes in serving a world platter. But what was of most interest to us was the delectable spread of dry tea cakes, brownies and cheesecakes which were completely eggless. The Japanese souffle cake and the marble swirl cake were exceptionally good. We sat at the cafe for a bit with our cup of hot chocolate and marble cake, then headed straight back to our hotel. Around 8:30 p.m., we again headed out for dinner. This time, we went to a very popular food joint in Kasol by the name Sonam Tibetan. Located right across the bridge at the beginning of the market area, Sonam Tibetan is a tiny little food joint that is famous for its momos and thuppas. It would be an understatement to say that all the dishes served here are tasty. Be it the momo or the fried rice and thantuk, everything is made to perfection. So next time you're in Kasol, do not miss out on visiting this tiny food joint. Thanks for sticking around till the end. In our next video, we'll be covering the village of Tosh and Manikaran. Subscribe if you haven't, and to support us, give this video a thumbs up and do share it with someone who's planning a similar trip. Till then, take care and do not forget to dream, eat, visit.